Hello everybody, this video is called The Doll. In Romanian, a doll is called papusha, and this video is about this old lady. Oh, it's not about this old lady actually, it's about the inconsistencies in the media when it comes to the story of this old lady. And she's supposedly a beggar, which she usually begs at Drottninggatan. She's 83 years old, and she was there at Drottninggatan on the 7th of April when the truck went by. So this is an article from the 8th of April. We have a journalist at the hospital interviewing this old lady, and they basically ask her what happened that day. And she says, people around me were just screaming. I thought there was a war going on. I tried to get up and run, but I got a big rock over my leg. Okay, of course she's referring to one of those big concrete lions. And further down it says that one of the lions hit Papusha in her ankle and it broke it 2 places. For me, this is a big bullshit alarm going off. I wanted to show you a picture of these lions again, because we're not talking about some small rock here. This is not something that you can throw with precision. These are big things. I mean, one of these weighs 900 kilos. That's almost a ton. And if you get that on your ankle, on your foot, it's not gonna break at 2 places. It's gonna be completely crushed. I don't know, maybe you could have guessed it, but the statue to the left, you see, they're lionesses, and that's what Stockholm city has ordered now because they feel they want to be gender equal. But that's a completely different story. Let's not go there. The next clip you're going to see now is from the same media house, but where they tell a completely different story. So this is in Swedish.
Curaro på sin vanliga plats på Drottninggatan när den framrusande lastbilen krossade hennes fot.
And in that video it stated that the truck crushed this old lady's foot. Not the concrete lion, the truck crashed it. I mean, I have a hard time keeping the story straight. Even though they have this so-called integrated reporting, which I showed in one of those previous videos, where they basically use a software to align all the media houses. So they have the whole storyline at one place. So everybody looks at the same revision. So even though they had this, they make mistakes like this. I want to show you one other interesting detail. This is a screenshot of that YouTube clip from that media house when they interviewed this old lady, or where they state that she was hit by the truck itself. And this clip is 33 seconds long, and they show in which hospital this lady is. And why is this interesting? That's because we know that there was drill held that day in Stockholm. You have the journalist drill, you have the security police drill, you have the military drill. But also you had the drill when it comes to hospital personnel and emergency personnel. And of course, this lady Agneta Kjellin, she works at St. Görans Hospital, and she was the lady who gave that interview where she stated they were having a drill in the Åhléns store itself the day before the attack took place, and that she was astounded by the similarities of the training and what happened the day after. And to round it off, in the end of the article, they asked the old lady, what happens now? And she says, life will continue. There is no other alternatives. I'm extremely grateful for all the help I have received. Now that I can live on a little bit more, I want to help out my family. And then they say that on Monday she will be, how do you say, discharged from the hospital. On Monday I will be back on the streets. So if you read that and your mind doesn't react upon it, if you just let it pass by, you should be seriously concerned. So we have this 83-year-old lady getting hit with one of these pieces that weigh 1 ton. She's got hit on Friday and she's out on the streets on Monday again. You have 83 you have that old people falling from a chair and dying. I mean, of course, that's a bit extreme, but seriously, uh, I don't know what to say. People who haven't studied these hoaxes or who are really trapped in their minds, they're gonna start to explain. I mean, maybe it hit her in a certain angle, and the hospitals in Sweden nowadays, they want you to go home, and so on and on and on. I mean, these kinds of people are hopelessly entrapped in their minds. They can't see through even if it's right in front of them. It's not even bothering the time to explain for them. For people who have studied these hoaxes, you see these recurring patterns about these crisis actors who don't get their story straight, or the story is just too extreme. I mean, we have this guy who has been supposedly shot in the arm and he's waving around his arm like crazy. And we have that another guy from the Pulse shooting who's been shot 4 times with an assault rifle and he's out from the hospital after 1 or 2 days. Or you have that guy Mason Wells that was in the Boston bombing, he survived that, and he was in the Paris shooting, he survived that, and then he got third-degree burnings in the Brussels bombing. But of course, he was fine after that. You can see pictures with him without any scars in the face. I mean, so this is just a recurring pattern, this extreme bad and fake stories that they make up regarding the crisis actors. I can tell you this. I wouldn't have made this video only to show the inconsistencies with the story or with this old lady. I wouldn't bothered. But I choose to do so because they have left another trail, you know, one of those trails that goes to the core of what these people are all about and what these happenings are all about. And to get to that, I had to show you all of this before. In this article with this old lady, they refer to a show, an opera in Stockholm. And this opera is called God in Disguise. So as soon as they start mentioning God or any kind of spiritual symbology, that needs to be investigated. And apparently this opera invited some gypsy people to be a part of it, and this old lady was one of the people that was invited. Now, I showed you several of these trails that have been left in Stockholm. There have been trails left all over the place. I mean, there's probably many more. I know there is from Berlin. But we have this one from Stockholm, for instance. And this quote from Strindberg. And he says, "And do I believe in God? Oh yes, but I do not like him." And that is what these people are all about. The rebellion against God. I can assure you I didn't want to go in any specific direction. I'm just following the trails that they are leaving behind. And for me it is now clear as day. This is about one of the core stories of this planet. And it's about the story of Christianity. So my next video is going to be about this trail, God in Disguise, and what that is all about.